Greetings and welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. I'm Dgray and today we continue our let's play of this awesome game, where our last episode just got a bit of our fuel up and running and got our main boss built out just a bit more. So in today's episode I want to try something completely new. It is probably something I should have tried a few episodes back, but I wanted to try and build out the main boss to see what it could support before trying something new. So what I want to try today is pretty much set up some planetary logistic stations and maybe start to build a bit of a mall in by using these. So I think that was gonna be the plan. Maybe build a mall, maybe do a few things, but at least get these up and running as the first thing. So if that is something you would like to see, and you think it's a good idea that I expand into that, do remember to like and subscribe this video and comment below to let me know that I'm going in the right direction. So as the sun is setting, or rising even, sorry, let's get ready to try and set some up. Firstly, let's just craft a few. They have a 20-second craft time, but I have noticed that for some reason it is a bit lower up here. It might be an issue. I will report it to the devs if it hasn't been fixed by the time of this recording be released, but I'm trying to do as much as possible to help out with this great game. So we have a few things we need to gather as well. For one, we need to get some of these. They require just a completely normal thruster. Unfortunately, as it stands right now, we only have normal thrusters set up. So what I think could be a really good thing to do is to try and set up some of the things going forward for making all the things to expand out our planetary logistic stations. What I wanted to do is pretty much put it on the equator. I think that is the best place to start it, but since we've already built a bit on our planet here, I don't know if we just continue this way or we should leave room for more mall expansion in the future. But what I think could be good is just starting it up here, because then we can siphon in the items we need from the main boss before we start to expand out, just to save a bit of time. So why don't we take these and maybe just start right at this line. We could also start it right at this line, maybe right here, because that also leaves room for expanding out the mall a few times if that is something we want to do. So let's try and start right here. We'll have to live with a bit of crooked builds up here, just because we're not on the equator. But if we ever start on a new planet, I think that is the way to go. So this building is the same as this one, just planetary, and it is a bit different compared to other buildings in that regard, that you can't build too close to it, the same as with the EM emitter, but just a bit in between and you can start up the next one. And I kind of want to build them in a line, just whenever it's possible, to get things going. We could place some things in between, maybe some power generation just to get things going, but we'll look at that in a minute. Other than that, they function the same way as an interstellar one. We probably could use interstellar as well as our new logistic drones up, but let's try and use this for now, and then we might shift into these in the future. But the same as the interstellar one, you have 3 slots. This one has 5, this one has 3, where you can say, I'd like to supply or demand or storage. Simple logistics from here. So if I have demand, it will start to request them from different planetary logistic stations, and probably also from interstellar logistic stations. But yeah, as I set it to, let's just clear you for now. Oh, can I get it? Oh, there we are, clear and reset. So let's see here. Firstly, let's get them powered. I think if we do these in between, will that be able to line up quite nicely? Let's try that for now. And can you just jump in between? You can. That seems somewhat good. Let's just get a bit of power to them so we can start to see them work. And I kind of want to take it from over here to not go inside of our bus. So there we are. So we need to get some drones. I'll fly back, gather up a bit of copper just to get the process going. And after that, I might just have it all delivered by drones, just to see it work. I think that could be rather cool. So let's handcraft a few of these just to get things going. How many can we have crafts? Ooh, that's quite a bit. It'll take some time. But then at least we have the first things going. So let's see. For now, I might just pick up 2 of these again. But let's set up our first little setup. We want to make a few things. We want to make the thrusters into the logistics drones, because we will be needing a ton of these. So let's just set that up as our first thing. If we should supply it to network or not, we'll figure out. But otherwise, we can set up a few of the other things that is needed if they have the same inputs. So let's see here. We have 3 outputs, pretty much for these. And then we can store it maybe at the opposite side, just having one. For example, over here, if you want to pick it up. But firstly, let's see how close can we start. If we start, let's just get the 3 outputs out so we have something to plan for. You can always, for example, say you want 3. Let's do 1. Can I get you to start somewhere else? It's a bit annoying. It tries to go to the middle for some reason. Oh, it tries to go to that one, maybe. That is a bit annoying the way it jumps around, but we can just start it out quite simply then like that. So that'll be the range we can do with 3 inputs. That means if we build on the north side and keep the south side clear for now. Or we can build in between and get Eisen from 2 of them. That could also be a good way to do it, to have the output. So what if we set it... We set as close as that, and can we have one at the south side as well, in case you want to use more. Now let's see, how can we set this up in a good way? Let's try that. Let's see how much room we have. About that much. So if you start here, then we also have some room in between where these might go out. If you want to split the usage between these and actually have a 4 or 5 input build. Can we then say 1, 2, 3, 4? And it could actually be a good way to do it. Something like this setup. So for now, let's try and start with the thrusters. They will have 2 inputs that we'll need to set up. One will be, you'll have to request this one. Might go a bit less than 5,000, but if you set it to 1,000. Demand. And we'll set it to steel as well. Also being a demand, you'll demand 1,000 of you. Luckily, we can't hook it up quite close if we want to. And that's actually something I have to remember as well. But yeah, this can be our building area. There'll be these 2. They'll go into this thruster. Then on maybe over here, or maybe one further down the line, if we do that. So maybe, let's see, right here. We could set up what we need for the drones. And it's 1, 2, 3. So what if this one just supplies drones, for example, the thrusters, back into this one? That goes out and in, and the rest just goes in, because the crafting time is 4 seconds. So if we have copper, steel, and then output on that one, going back in this way to supply that to the network. For example, over here. I think that could be cool. So firstly, let's add a few drones. I just want to see this in action at the start. Let's see. Split you into... Let's give you 3 for now, just to see how it works. You will also just store a maximum of, let's say, 100 in storage. I don't want to have any more, and this should stop producing, is what I'm hoping. So let's go and gather up some steel and copper. Could take it from the main bus. for now, since that is pretty much what it's using anyway, or we could go and grab it from somewhere else. So let's just make a few of you. Of course we will, of course, automate all of this. I'll just grab some for now. And then we'll grab steel as well. I think that was the last thing we needed. From all the way back here while our base is kind of producing. Let's just grab some from here. And of course all of this will pretty much just hook up to logistic stations. Let's see, let's craft some of you. That's 4 more. We can go. And let's just grab a bit more in case you want to make more. There, and there, and a bit of you. And then we finally start to automate some of this. I know some of you have been commenting that I should probably start to handcraft a small amount. Haven't really gotten around to it, but that is what we'll do now. So let's see. Oh, wait, I was supposed to set it up back here. Silly me. I got distracted. So should we just set it up over here, or should we do it maybe at the back side where steel and copper is being used? So we have 6 per second it goes in, and it'll just go through a line and always be supplied to where it's needed. It might actually not be a bad idea. So what if we just take it... It's gonna be quite messy what we're doing now, so we'll have supply at the back side of these. We'll try. We can always move it if we have to expand out. Luckily that is quite easy to do. So what if we supply what we have right here? That is pretty much 2 inputs from these. So we'll place you here for now. You could in theory supply high purity silicon, ingots, and maybe use microchips. Let's try that. Can it figure it out just by connecting it up? Good little test. Ooh, sorry about that. Good little test by starting here and taking you in. Let's take that one to go here and then in. Let's see what it says by doing this. Do we need to... Of course we do. You'll supply that to the network and you won't store more than, let's say, 1,000 at a time. And look at that, we already have drones flying in to get it. There goes our little transport drones. Very nice. They can have what's called 25 per drone at the moment. And of course that can be increased with research. If we look at our upgrades, going down right here. Speed and how much you can carry. 5 per upgrade, I think. Oh, this gives 10. That can get quite a lot of storage. So there we are. That is going back and forth. It doesn't actually need any power since that is only used from the way they're going from. What if we just add a few here? What does it say then? Let's say give you 3 as well. Try out. Of course, they won't supply anywhere from what I understand. It's always the demanding one that's grabbing it. Oh wait, they can deliver as well. Okay, they can both deliver and demand. So that's good to know. Power-wise, more than fine. Let's hook up the last 2. High purity silicon. You can go from here as well. Also just 1,000 for now. I don't like storing too much at a time. I find it a bit wasteful to do. And then we can hook up our microchips as well. Maybe just a few of them. Wait, I'll just take it from here because that is the output. Or we can just take this one because I don't think this is used for much more than just make that. Can we check that here? Let's see, that takes in. Probably not used for much more, so let's just try and take you in instead. I think that's a way better use of our little setup here. You'll take in the processing units, which I know is also used for different things. Cool. And of course, let's take the right input, not that one, of course. I want to take this one. Could shift it to go the other way. Let's just take 4 of you and make you go the opposite way. I think that'll be fine, just to try this out. And you can go... To be honest, if we just take this one instead, it might actually be a lot better. Let's do that. Because then we have it on the bus being taken out. Let's hook you up as before, to not mess up our current setup. Yeah. Yeah, let's just take that one instead. What are chips? You can go right here. The connection is a bit strange. We will figure it out as we go. Yeah, want to get everything into the network, so let's do that. What is the next thing we want to hook up? We should have things going over this way quite nicely. One thing I am wondering about is how UPS/FPS heavy these are if you have a ton going. That is one of the things you'll have to look at in the future. But for now, let's just hook you up as well. We'll of course do it 4 as always. Might be overkill going with 4. Colliding with an object. It is weird, the colliding with an object thing. Where the curvature of the Earth is enough to completely mess with this. That can actually ruin our plans a bit, unless we just, to be honest, take it from the backside and that in this way. That could actually work as well. So 1. Yeah, this is why we built FYI at the equator all the time, so you don't run into shenanigans like this. Because I want to then do this to line it up, if we can, that is. We'll go like right here. And then you, yeah, look at that, you can't go this way. It's gonna be bad we're having it here. So, do remind me guys that in the future, we'll always start at the equator. You'll have the other output here. You'll have the fills on you to be steel, going out this way. Not steel, sorry. You'll have copper going out right there. Then we have steel on this one, just because of how much it needs in the input. You'll be steel. So time to take one more of these we have and go and set that up at the steel foundry. All the way back here. Get all of that automated. Oh, we could just take it somewhere here down the line. What is using steel? That's prisms, that's not what I'm looking for. We couldn't fair just look at the steel line to be sure, but I know steel is used for these. So hooking steel up here, pretty much titanium as well. And sulfuric acid. 1, 2, 3 right here might actually be a good place to do some of this. 1, 2, and that'll take some somewhere else over here for these thrusters. But it never got hooked up, so that's good to do. Let's take some of you. You'll go... This seems like something we'll probably expand out quite a bit in the future, but for now we'll just do this. There. You can go in right here. I want you to go in as well. Unless we can take it from this one. We'll check in a second, because I want to make sure if that is possible. Looks good. You'll input the steel. Thank you. Supply just 1,000 storage. That should get requested in a little bit. Don't we have drones? Are they all collecting? Oh, they're all collecting copper at the moment. We probably have too much in here. It also makes sense why we should have some in each of them. Oh, 1,000 is fine. That should be enough for us to hook this up and get our fast expansion going. Let's see, let's give it 3 for now. And as soon as we have enough, we'll fill all of these up with drones. Trust me, that is one of the first things I'll do. Oh, don't do, not all. Oh, they have, that have 4. That's fine. Wonder how many you can actually fill in. We'll find out. Wonder if there's a limit on it though. So it goes to steel. That should be what we need to power all of these. There goes the power up this way. Go here for now. We'll have the output on the back side, so you'll pretty much output right here. That is such annoying, so annoying. We will figure it out going forward, how we will hook this up much better than that. There we are. We'll get the fastest, you'll store 100, that should be fine. We'll collect this that's wrong. Yeah. And voila. Right now we're just learning the mechanics of how we should hook this up going forward. And power wise, we could do it on the front if that gives us more room. Might actually be a better way to do it. So here and there. It could also mean that we can shift some of these over a bit. But let's just get all of you made. Let's see. We also need to handcraft all, well, not handcraft, but get all of that set up in a nice big mall. Look how far it has to travel. Does that mean we can't have any running down this way either? Let's just test. Will that give us room for outputs? No, that means we'll have to shift you one right instead. Not an optimal situation, to be honest. So we'll have to do that for the outputs because of the curvature of the Earth. So yeah, built on the equator. Very, very important when setting up these so we don't get these crooked lines. Because then we have to shift it over like that, getting lines that just looks kinda silly. But there we are, that is the thrust that's going out. That is slowly but surely filling up. Then over here, we can set up the next thing. Going by the same standard of 3 out and hooking it up, you'll request thrusters, pretty much these. Just 100 in storage. Should deliver out this way at some point. And then you'll go out right here. Oh wait, it does need to be on this side, to be honest. It always should be on the right side because then we have the room we need. Or on the left side because just to keep it orderly the same way. To be honest, should be on the opposite side just because of the way it's moved. I'll probably move it in between episodes, but for now I'll just remember to always build on the top side because then we have the inputs going first and then the outputs at the top. Pretty much as we're doing on the main bus. I think that'll be much easier to do. At least to remember. So let's see here. Maybe you go out 1, 2. Can't remember if we need 3, but right now we have it. Getting. Where do we start? We start all the way at it. Teams we do. But I'll start right here at the next one. This is all trial and error right now, depending on how we should set it up. And you will make our drones. So that's 1, 2, 3. We need to set up a few, and you'll pretty much not siphon back, you'll kind of go to something down the line here. So we probably need to have one on each side to hook it up. That seems to be the best solution. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And how do you look in terms of belts? Same as 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 4. Ooh, but we need 3 inputs. We do need to make sure it can grab all of them. And now comes the question, can you actually grab them out here? Or have we messed up here? Yeah, look at that. That is a bit annoying. So yeah, horrible, horrible place to set up some of this. We can always just take one on the opposite side over here. And have it run on both sides, because I don't think much have more than 3 or 4 inputs. That's kind of what we have to do. Oh, that's too bad. Well, that one. Want to get you iron as well. And processors. To be honest, 1,000 might be overkill, but let's get 200 processing units to have things moving in a nice orderly fashion. Doesn't need to be fast, just needs to work. So let's try this 1, 2, 1, 2. And as soon as we go to another planet, we will set this up a bit differently if it actually works the way I'm hoping it will work. One, 2. And this is what we might actually just move it to the end of the main bus with things going forward. Just for simplicity's sake. So 1, 2, 3. How many do you need? Anything that takes a long time? 4 seconds. So we need to have... Also looking over here. Can we get things very close? Nope. It is all shapes of wrong doing this. So 1, 2. So it doesn't really matter. So we'll have iron right here. Going out. Why can't I? There we are. Iron and processing units. Processing units. And over here, we'll just have next one, and then you can continue onwards. Well, this is a learning experience. That's all I can say. And you'll go out this way to something further down the line. Making all the drones we need. And do we need to put it in our logistics tower? Probably not, because we can't request to our person anyway. So maybe just in a chest will be fine. So here, and you can go this way. Little chest where we can pick them up for now. Limit you to... Let's do 2 stacks for now. Let's do 4 stacks. And then we'll see this in action. How well it works. You can just grab one, that should be fine. So time to hook this up and see how it works. Or we can do it in between. Very nice. Is that also the case over here? Quick check. I want to remember, check that out. Oh, we can do in between. That is actually better than doing it there. Good to know. Good to know. So now just to hook up a few things we need. One, two, there we are. And thrusters. Then you'll continue out. Demand, demand, demand. High demand, demand. That's perfect. That goes of thrusters. Let's hook up processing units and iron. So processing units we have right here. Sorry, up here, but I think they're used somewhere down here. They're used for science. Let's just hook it up right here. Also means we could add this to one going forward. And take you, and you can go. That's just right there. And in. Let's get you, just to have it. In. So, processing units, there we are. Based on supply. Storing 1,000 seems like let's store Store 1,000, it's fine. We need the base to do something. This might be a lot, but it'll start to work. Store 1,000 of you as well. That should be good for the future. Apply supply, and anything else you want to store here? No, that should be fine. So time to find ourselves a bit of steel. It's kind of one of the next things I want to grab. This is, oh, steel, oh sorry, iron is what I'm trying to say. And how far back is our iron? I actually think that's almost at the start of all of this. Just the way it's being used. So right here, is that the last iron? It's actually not used for that long. Good to know. You can just hook up right here. Starting to incorporate everything into our network. So let's see. 1. Here's as well. 2, and yeah. This is pretty much the way we should do it right now to get everything to work. It's gonna be so good when it's up and running. Let's see, you'll be iron. Store 1,000. Gear wheels. Store 1,000. And magnetic coil, store 1,000. All in supply. Here is some drones. 9 slots. I'll just give you a bit less, and then we'll go pick it up in a second. We can have 2. Then we'll figure out if that is enough. That should start them flying with the iron. And things might be requested as well, but that should be fine. This is going to strain our base a bit, what we're doing at the moment, but that is completely fine. So let's see if the drones are actually working over here, if we have some being produced. Or are we missing something to hook in? If we add this in, it should request all the things we need. Everything is now flying in. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Then we'll have our first drones being made. Making everything we need. In theory, if something else is made with these 2, we could just hook them up. And yeah, get it going. In theory, right here we're making with steel, and it doesn't matter, we have it somewhere else. But we could do that. You 2 can go away. We'll have to move you later. Rate transmission. That should give us more energy. That's perfect. Let's look at our next sciences. We could go for some logistics upgrades, maybe some speed and such. And yeah, let's get you and that one. Just to get that going. Research speeds, we could get it. Not that important yet because our throughput is not good enough yet. Faster building, more inventory would be nice as well. Let's just get those going. And let's see. So far I am seeing that we're probably not requesting iron fast enough. See, how does a drone look when they fly in? They just fly in, pass it out, and then leave again. They're actually quite big. But that's fine. There goes the iron. Slowly but surely building up a bit. We have drones going out. So automated drones. This one as well needs to be automated. We have 3 out of the 4 hooked up. We will need to have 2 inputs. That means we'll have to have 2 towers supplying it. So building in between these, then we can have it outputting what we need. Oh, what did I hit there? That's a bit easy to change that. In theory, I actually want to take that. We could take it out over here and use it. So what if we set that up just right next to here and use the output from this one to hook it up so we have all 4? I actually think that might be quite good. Let's just get all of this filled in. Because I want to get all of our logistics things automated in today's episode. think that would be the best way for it to go at the moment. So let's see. To get that automated, all we need is 3 inputs and the one we have here. So you can go down this way. Oh, lack of items. Just make one then. Oh, no, not you. I want to make that. Requires a bit of titanium. We should have that stored up somewhere over here. In one of these. Did we never hook up titanium? I thought we did. Guess not. Might. Wait, we have it over here. That's actually something we have to try as well. Can we just... Wait, can I grab some from this one? We can't, unfortunately. Is it able to do local supply, remote demand? So it should be able to request this to different towers. That is what I want to try. So if you, of course you can't. We just have to go grab just a smidge somewhere. If we have any stored up. Was that intelligent? Doesn't seem like it. Now I'm a bit just flying around here. Well, we have some right here, right? That is correct. Please come with me. Then we'll see if we can do what I want. I just want to collect some into this one. Just for a second. I just want to take up one more of you. And then we'll request it from our demand here. Logistics tower. Let's build it quite close. Right here, will that be good? Let's try and go with our current setup of doing that. And you I want to request titanium ingots from, just 1,000. And add that to the logistics tower, it should start to deliver it here. Let's do this. If I add drones, you shall start delivering it locally. That is correct. To the one over here. So in theory, this doesn't even need to be powered for what we need to do. But it is quite nice to have it anyway. You'll build on north side again, so up here. Getting the inputs this way. So let's start you. There. You'll say 1. Making that one instead. I have one here. One. Then we have one from over here going this way. Because that has one of the items we need going that way. You'll like to output processing units here as well, just to split it out. Then we'll get one of the others here. That being, do we have steel over here as well? Is that one further over? We have iron, so it's not steel. Then I would like to have steel, please. To be honest, we should use the interplanetary ones for what we're going to do, because those have what's called 5 types, and it should be way better when we're going to 4 and above crafting. Yeah, that is correct. So getting one of these instead might actually save us a lot of hassle going forward if it's not right next to us. Is the blueprint any bigger? That is what I want to know as well. Well, that's fine. Nope. That's fine. Want to get it out right here. Means we have 2. Four, overkill. Very much so. But I want to make sure we have everything we need. That's going in. Now we just need to add the last few. I'd like to request those. Let's get 200. And then I'd like to add, was steel the last one? I think it was. Give me 200 steel as well. There's no need to have any more than that at this current stage. Let's see, can you go that way? Nope. Oh, I just noticed one thing. We have 4 inputs, and we can't do 4 outputs here because of the issue with the distance. Is that correct? Can't we really not output anything over here? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 in. And I actually need a 5th out for this to work. And that probably won't let us do it. Yeah, we will need to hook some of this up at the area over here. And to be honest, let's just get that going. Please pick you up. This is gonna be time to test one more thing. This is gonna be a rather long episode, but I think it's gonna be worth it. You're just watching me theory craft a bit on how this works. Let's get all of you picked up again. And let's put it on the equator and see if that doesn't help in terms of lining up things. There we are. Down this way. We need to do it. Right here's the equator. That is what we want to build on. We can actually go both ways then. And that should help a ton with our current problems of getting things hooked up correctly. Actually on both sides. It also means we can hook up some landfill production and be able to do this much quicker. But let's try this again. With, of course, one of these. Because there's 4 inputs. Thank you. And the blueprint of one of these is a bit more than one of those. The blueprint of one of these are same, I hope. Oh wait, yeah. Please craft you. And then we will slowly but surely check it. You can craft a few of these so we have it. Let's see. If this works, I might shift this from over here down to the main bus, or the main bus area in between episodes, because I'm a bit annoyed how it looks. So you can start right there in the between, right in that one. Then we'll use you instead, because you can supply and demand everything we need from one of these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 out. We have done this so many times before. 1, 2, and 3. The dish is a bit big, so we might just zoom in a bit so it's not in the way when building. So, do we need to give it a bit of room? Probably not. We can probably build as close as we want. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this seems much easier than what we were doing before to line up. Yeah, so building these on the equator is pretty much everything on the equator is the best thing in the world. So you paste, and paste. Let's get you in as well. Let's see. Let's get, where's it at? Right here. 1, 2, 3. Look how much easier it is, how much cleaner it looks. Just like that. Then we can quest the items we need. This one, 100. Also we can request the off-world, which actually is quite good going forward. I'd like to request titanium. $200 view. Local demand, local demand. Already flying it in. Then we just need steel and processing units. Steel. 100 local demand. 200 maybe. Local demand. And process units 100 local demand. So the last thing we need to get this to work is hook up one little output over here. So in this way. We just need the output as well. And storage maybe right here for it. I don't know if it's a good idea to put it in one of these as well. Just because of then we can request it between planets as well, so we don't have to fly back and forth. I'll probably do that as soon as we have this automated, because then the resources is a non-issue. Right now it's all about getting this up and running. Let's see here. That seems fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Yes. Doesn't really matter which one is out of because of the crafting speed, but this one out here will have to be you, and then the rest can be as needed. It doesn't really matter because it needs the same amount of the other 3. That is 40. That means this one can't keep up at 1/2 per second, so that means this can run full speed, but if you do 4 every 20 seconds, I think it'll be somewhat decent. Power poles here and here. Things are flowing in. Let's hook you up somewhere. You can start here for now. That is producing, that's going in. And all I need to do is take the one we have left here and hook up the one item we need to automate this process. That is what we have right here. Planetary logistics. Wait, where are they being used? Kind of wants it out of the output instead. I thought we set that up over here, didn't we? Oh, sorry. Where are they being used? Here? Okay, I'm blind. Did we never hook it up? We did. They're going out that way. They're going... Oh. Absolutely nowhere. That means we'll just shift it and go the other way. That's fine. Time to shift you to go the opposite way. That seems way better. There we are. Please take you in. We'll also add these 2 as well then. Now that we are currently working on it. And to be honest, getting... It is better just doing the other ones. Because they are 100 times better at supply. Because they have 5 slots. I see no downside with doing it. It might be a bit more expensive running, but yeah. Please store, this is 200 at a time. Buy you 200 as well, and the last one being this one. Then we'll go and fix it a bit when needed. Any drones left? Otherwise we can always go and pick some up. All depending on how many we've made over here. So do we have any drones in this one? Oh, look. Wow. That is producing fast in terms of drones. Now to test one thing. How many can we actually have? If we put in 100, what happens? Is it only the output that's going to slow it down? Okay, 50 is the maximum. I probably want 50 in this one. We have 10 now. I might need a bit more than 10. Oh, never mind. Let's just throw them in. It's completely fine. Because now we can get maximum flowing. And that is very, very good. That should be everything. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is completely wrong we're doing there. That is inputs. That's perfect. That was the output one I needed here. So go to here. And of course, I'm lacking items for the first time ever. So I'll fly back up top while we discuss what you guys think about this. So do comment if you have any tips or tricks for me in terms of how to set this up. I do think, from my experience, that building on the equator is by far the best way to do it. And do comment if you enjoy watching me theory craft some of these, instead of theory crafting some of it off screen. Since it is my first playthrough, I kind of want to do it on screen, just for the fun of it. I think that is a very, very good way to show you guys that some things does go into getting this to work. So hooking up the last thing, ending the episode, and then I'll move this. And if you do like it, do remember to like and subscribe. This rather messy episode, but it's like that once in a while. Not much you can do about it. But to be honest, don't mind it too much. Storage right there. And in, and all of you can go out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's watch this being produced. These are slowly going in. Our power is lacking quite a bit because the drones is flying all over the place. Oh, these hold charging at least. So these have gone. Have they started to produce the first one? Look at that. We now have our first towers. And that is very, very nice. So I'll end the episode here on a high note with this one run, upgrading. Next episode, we will start to expand this out and go into a more logistic-based system. I think that could be rather cool, watching all of these drones start to fly around the world. I will upgrade all of it to interstellar logistic stations, since what it looks like, they are 100 times more powerful. So that is what I'll do. But thank you for watching. If you got all the way through this, thank you so much. You are my super fans, which is always nice. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Dgray, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.